Hi, Chris Rena here, day 23 of my 25-day video challenge, and today is May 23rd, 2017. So Becca's looking for a used car. So she's looking for something like a four-wheel drive car with less than 75,000 miles on it and hopefully under 9,000 if we can. Lower the better, of course, and hopefully less than 10 years old. And so she and I went looking today, so we're doing the pre-looking, and when we find a car that we like, then we'll bring Bob into the picture. So we went to some typical sleazy used car lots, and one nice one. So we just went to a couple of local ones nearby, and one of the guys says, if you like this, what was that, Ford? I don't even remember what it was. It was an SUV, and he says, we'll make sure that we send it to the mechanic before we sell it to you because check engine light is on. And I was like, this was a car on the highway in the front, like. To me, that's one of their best cars. Like, don't most car dealers put their best car out front so people can see it? So I'm thinking, So I just said to him, I said, maybe it's just me. I said, but I think that problem should have been taken care of already, and that should have been fixed. And maybe it's just me. I would never buy a car that has check engine light on it. And he's like, oh, we'll send it to the mechanic, don't worry. And I said, well, I was glad that he was honest up front and said that that's what it was, but yeah, I wasn't going to buy that one. And then there was one right next to it, and it was a Jeep, and it had like rotting frame on it. And again, out front on the highway, best car, I'm thinking, right? So he said there's like 208,000 miles on it. And I was like, so he's like, I'm sure we could do a really good deal. And I said, that car? She ain't ever going to get in that car. I said, unless you give it to us for free, she's never getting in that car. Sorry, he was being honest, I was being honest. So, anyways, so then we went to another one where the cars looked in decent shape and they weren't overly expensive, but there was nothing in that lot under like 110,000 miles. So that was kind of one of our deal breakers. So we went to a different one, and they were actually pretty good because we had gone to them first, and no one approached us. We left, went to these other car dealerships, came back to this one. Still, no one came out and accosted us. And so we went inside and asked for, to be able to look at them. So what we looked at was a 2008 Hyundai Tucson. It's four-wheel drive. It had, 67,000 miles. I don't remember what it was, but it was actually a pretty nice car. It looked like in pretty good shape, and it was like a light minty green, so Becca liked that one. And then we also looked at a 2007 Jeep Liberty four-wheel drive that had like 62,000 miles on it. It's still in really good shape, but the Hyundai appearance-wise looked a little nicer. So we test drove the Hyundai, and she liked it. And so now she's busy researching cars online to see, reviews and things like that. So for the Hyundai, she's not finding too many bad reviews on that. Seems to be some pretty good stuff on there. So the Jeep Liberty, she's actually finding some negative comments. So I actually like Jeep. I have a Jeep now. I had a Jeep back in '98, and I always thought Jeeps were safe and stuff. So I like the four-wheel drive of a Jeep. But so she was reading that this particular model has been having issues with the windows, the passenger and driver side windows, and some of the people were saying multiple times had to have their windows replaced, and I was like, geez, I don't think I've ever had to replace a window. You know, I may have, one of my cars may have gotten like a crack in the windshield, and maybe I had to either repair it or fix it, but that's not like a manufacturer's default. That's, you know, I don't remember what happened. I think I was behind a truck and a rock came, and after a few months the crack got big. So that has nothing to do with, you know, the vehicle. So I was surprised to hear multiple times, and one person said, "Oh, I have the best record, best or worst record, 14 times into the dealership to fix their windows," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know." So if anybody has any reviews on a 2008 Hyundai Tucson or a 2007 Jeep Liberty, let me know. If you could give us some helpful reviews on that, good or bad. I want to know. And if anybody has any used car buying tips in general, I was researching some tips, and they say that you should research the car. The only problem is sometimes you don't know what's going to be in a used car lot. So it's hard to research the car. So Becca's researching them now, so a little after the fact. But I think that one of the tips is to have that already, have that knowledge before you go in to look at the car. So another thing they were saying, don't buy on impulse. So I personally feel that won't happen because there's no particular car that Becca is in love with that we're trying to find. So I think that she won't buy on impulse, you know. The other thing is to bring it to your own mechanic. So we're hoping that we'll be able to do that, you know, wherever we're going to buy the car from, they'll allow us to bring it to a mechanic. I don't know if we'll go to another dealer or if we'll go to a regular repair shop that we go to and trust, or we have a couple of friends that are mechanics, so maybe they would be willing to help us out on this. And the other thing, which I'm not so good at this, is they say not to finance through the dealership. So I would have to admit that when I've bought my cars now, except for my very first car, since then I've always bought brand new cars. So I actually do finance through the dealership. I kind of like the convenience of, I don't know, being able to do it all in one spot. So apparently that's a no-no. So we're going to have to look into that for Becca's vehicle. So we'll have to be a little more prepared for that. So the other thing that I was researching, it says that you should be willing to walk away, and I'm pretty sure Becca will be willing to walk away. Again, I don't think she has one car set in mind that she just has to have. So with that, I think that unless the deal is right, we're just going to walk away. So maybe that will help in getting a better deal, or maybe we'll just continue on our effort to find the car for her. And another thing they were saying is to get a Carfax from whatever car you're looking at. And actually the two cars that we looked at, the Jeep and the Hyundai, the dealership gave us the Carfax for both of them. The dealership was actually pretty good. They weren't very your typical salesy people. They were pretty laid back and very helpful. So Becca slightly liked the Hyundai a little better, so we test drove that one, or she test drove that one, and it seemed pretty good. And again, she's doing her research, and we'll probably keep looking just so we know what else is out there. And then once she narrows down on what she thinks she likes, we'll bring Bob into the picture, We don't want to have to traipse him all around until we want his opinion on, you know, the one that she thinks that she's going to want. So, you know, if you know of any good used car dealing, buying tips, you know, let me know. I could use some suggestions. If you know anything about the 2000 Hyundai Tucson or the 2008 Jeep Liberty, good or bad, just let us know. Thanks. So if you were even slightly entertained, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hope you come back tomorrow. Thanks. Have a great day.